Motion is adopted. We will proceed out of order.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, it is Senator Ginal's and my honor to pay tribute today.
Senator Liston, could you
Yes.
request a moment of personal?
Yes, I'm sorry. Mr. President, I would like to ask a moment of personal privilege.
Granted.
Thank you. Members, it is Senator Ginal's and my honor to pay tribute today to the good, heroic people of Ukraine. Over the last 5 weeks, we've all been distressed and mortified by the cowardly attacks on the people of the great country of Ukraine. What we have witnessed over the last several weeks is the mass murder of the citizens of Ukraine and the utter destruction of its cities and towns by the Russian army led by the despicable Vladimir Putin. It is, for me, as well as probably most of you, incomprehensible to see the utter destruction of Mariupol, Kharkiv, and numerous other Ukrainian towns and villages. In their great hour of need, I hope you will join myself, Senator Ginal, and our guests as we wear the colors of the Ukrainian flag on your lapel until this savage war is concluded. On an encouraging note, we have witnessed the brave struggle by the Ukrainian people to preserve their freedom and autonomy of Ukraine. With this in mind, I would like to have my good colleague from Fort Collins and her remarks.
Senator Ginal.
Thank you, Mr. President. May I ask for a moment of personal privilege?
Granted.
Thank you. Thank you for those words, good Senator from Colorado Springs. We are now more than a month into the war on Ukraine. 1 month of tragedy, 1 month of needless suffering, 1 month of pain and horror and bloodshed. Families ripped apart, innocent women and children shot to death in the streets of their beloved country. Putin's reckless war has so far cost thousands of lives, displaced millions of Ukrainians, and hurt the global economy in profound and damaging ways. Oil prices have skyrocketed, the ruble has plummeted, and this despot leader continues his cruel and delusional war of vanity and the need for power, while Ukrainians pay the price. I myself have Ukrainian, Polish, and Russian ancestry. My grandparents on both sides immigrated in the early 1900s to Ellis Island and settled in New England for a better life. In talking to my grandparents and parents, there were many reasons why they left their homeland. Religion, opportunity, political, and probably many other reasons why they left their close and very large families to come to America. Ukrainians are a proud, kind, hardworking, and unwavering people. And they've demonstrated for weeks now their tenacity and their courage in the face of terror and hopelessness. As these events have unfolded, ordinary folks across the globe have watched this in horror. Myself and members of this chamber are among them. I have been proud of the outpouring of support Colorado has shown for the people of Ukraine. From working to divest from Russian financial assets to helping arm the Ukrainian resistance, Colorado has shown once again that when confronted with a challenge, we stand together and do what's right. And that's why I'm proud today to join my friend from across the aisle, the good senator from Colorado Springs, for this tribute. But the fight for Ukraine is far from over. While Putin shows nervous indecisiveness, misled by his advisors, let down by his generals, and berated by his people, the Ukrainian military is heroically holding its own, and the Ukrainian people stand defiant. They have the support of the entire world behind them. a show of force unlike anything that we've seen in decades. If Putin's goal was to divide, he has failed. We stand together, united. Now is the time to lean in and to fight for what's right. Together we must stand up to this bully and loudly proclaim together that enough is enough. This atrocity cannot stand, and Ukraine will prevail. God bless Ukraine, and God bless the people of Ukraine. Thank you.
Senator Liston.
Thank you, Mr. President. At this time, would it be permissible if I read the tribute?
Yes, please proceed.
Very good. Members, the Senate of the Colorado Legislature, convened in the second regular session of the 73rd General Assembly, hereby honors Ukraine and its displaced peoples. On the 24th of February, Ukraine was invaded without cause or provocation by Russian armed forces. Since Russia first breached Ukrainian sovereignty, thousands of Ukrainians, including innocent women and children, have been killed, with thousands more injured. In addition to the thousands of deaths and injuries, millions of Ukrainians have been uprooted and displaced since the beginning of the invasion, resulting in the worst refugee crisis Europe has seen since World War II. Incessant Russian bombardments have left Ukrainian towns and cities in ruins. Though the physical damage sustained to Ukrainian homes, infrastructure, building, and institutions is significant, it doesn't compare to the damage done to Ukrainian lives, hopes, and dreams. The Senate of the Colorado Legislature shows its unwavering support for and recognizes the monumental sacrifice of Ukrainians who are valiantly fighting for a free Ukraine. Similarly, the Senate recognizes and stands with the sizable population of relatives and those with ties to Ukraine who live in Colorado. The Senate also urges the Biden administration and NATO to provide as much military assistance as is appropriate under the current circumstances for the brave freedom fighters of Ukraine. On request of Senator Larry Liston and Senator Joanne Ginal, given this 31st day of March 2022 at the state capitol of Denver, Colorado. That is our tribute.
Senator Ginal.
Thank you, Mr. President. With your permission, I would like to introduce our guests from Ukraine today. They are in the back over there. And as I read your names to be recognized, would you please stand? From the University of Colorado, Colorado Springs, we have Dr. Eugenia Olesneski and her daughter, Visna, which means spring, Visna Killian, Zoriana Killian, which means starry night, and Nadia Olesniski, who is a cousin to Dr. Olesniski, and Ihor Figulis, a cousin as well. Also, faculty of, I believe it's physics, Dr. Dimitro Bashko, Dr. Anthony Pinchuk, and a student from the physics department, Victoria Sabchuk. And from the University of Northern Colorado, we have Olga Barron, who is on the faculty up at UNC, Victoria Kashperska, who is a student at UNC, and her mother, Anna Kovalenko. And from the University of Colorado in Boulder, we have Anton Pelipchenko and John Larchenko. And I want to welcome you all. And they all have Ukrainian ties. Some are from Ukraine. And thank you.
Senator Liston.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, if possible, I'd like for a few moments where our fellow senators can greet our guests, if that would be permissible.
Thank you, senators, for that tribute this morning in honoring the people of Ukraine, and the Senate will stand in a brief recess to meet with our guests.
Thank you.